What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we are doing the review, well, not necessarily a review, but a look at, or an evolution, you could say, of Star Trek Romulan ships. I know this is a little different than what I usually do, but I figured we could do a series on this and see how it worked out. So let's go ahead and get jumped into it. Let's go ahead and jump into it. The first ship on the list today is the Romulan Trivago class warbird. Now this warbird, if you've watched Star Trek Enterprise, you know that the Enterprise did have an encounter with a warbird like this. And this is at a time where they knew almost nothing about Romulans. Well, practically nothing about Romulans. So, this ship was kind of the basic ship of the Romulan Star Empire in the 22nd century. Was used widely through the Romulan War. So we kind of have the basic stats here on it. So we're going to go ahead and read those. So it's a stealth warship. It's a nice small warship, and keep in mind, this is before the Romulans had cloaking technology. So, the entry date uncertain, but prior to 2151, which is about right. Length 250 meters, beam 273 meters, height 60 meters, mass is unknown, crew of approximately 100. So, this ship, from the looks of things, is maybe about the size of an NX class, maybe a little smaller, or a little bigger since it has a little bit more crew. Armament, 2 plasma cannons, and photon torpedo tubes. So in retrospect, the same armaments of the NX class, because the NX class has phase cannons, and later in season 3, I think it is, they get upgraded to photon torpedoes. Okay. Then standard Montanium single hull, so not really a whole massive hull, but standard, plus 1 cm polarized armor, which is what Starfleet used as well. Standard level structural integrity field. Speeds, normal cruise, warp 2. Maximum cruise, warp 2.5. Now, to be honest, I'm not sure how entirely accurate that is, because this ship is kind of leveling up to the NX class. And if I'm not mistaken, Romulan warp technology was about the same as Starfleet's in that time period. So I'm not sure how accurate that is. It could be accurate, it could be not. But who knows. And then the next ship on our list, take a hike, is the well-known Tislas Light Warbird. No, that's not what I want. Sorry, guys. So the Romulan Tislas Light Warbird. Of course, that's the Romulan name for the ship, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. So, this ship, you probably know of it well if you've watched the original series. There was multiple encounters between the Enterprise and this type of warbird. This was the standard warbird for the Romulan Empire in the 23rd century. So, it was active through 2266 to 2275. Remained into service until 2305. So the very beginning of the 24th century. Length 192 meters, beam 180, height 51, mass 200,000 metric tons. That's actually not bad, seeing, as it's a Romulan warbird, but yeah, whatever. And So, crew of 150, armament, no beam weapons, 1 heavy plasma torpedo launcher, different systems, shield subsystems, light montanium single hull, low-level structural integrity field, cloaking device, speeds in the original series scale, normal cruise warp 3.5, maximum cruise of 3.6. So, it's alright, but it's not the most impressive thing out there. But now, so, you've probably heard of that ship, and this one is the Romulan Klingon. As you know, in the 23rd century, they also took Klingon. The Romulans started using Klingon designs for like their cruisers. So this is like the D7 cruiser, or even the early Katanga class cruiser design. So it's a cruiser, and this one is also about TOS. The dates are uncertain of the commission, but in service as of 2267. Length 288 meters, 160 meters, 60 meters, 344,000 metric tons, crew of 480. This one is a lot larger. This one would compare a little bit more, or would be a little bit more on the level of a Constitution class. Armaments, 10 Mark 7 disruptor cannons. It definitely has the armaments. 2 basic photon torpedo tubes, standard shield subsystem, heavy montanium double hull. So yeah, this thing is definitely the cruiser, or even the battleship of the Romulan Empire. The design that they stole from the Klingons. Plus 5 centimeter high density armor. Standard level, structural integrity field. Speeds, normal cruise, warp 5, maximum cruise, warp 6. I think the Constitution classes could go a little bit faster. I don't think it was by much. So the next one on this list is the Mogai class. This one, I really don't have a stat layout for it. The Mogai class, as you've probably seen it before in I know they were in Star Trek Nemesis during Enterprise E's battle with the Scimitar. One of them was the IRW Valdor. This is actually the Valdor right here. So, it's kind of a nice looking warbird. It's kind of a cruiser type. And this one, the earliest that it's seen is kind of the late 24th century. A little bit before the Romulan star went nova. I think it was like a decade before, and maybe not even that. But, it's a nice ship, basic, nice design. Your typical Romulan design. And this ship is probably about even. It's really not even with the Galaxy class, but this ship might be even with like the Ambassador class, like the Enterprise C. Kind of as far as defensive, offensive, and propulsion systems. But, like I said, there's not much of a description on that one. Then the well-known ship, the ship that you probably always think about when you think of Romulan ships, the mighty Dietrich. The Dietrich class battlecruiser. This one is probably really well known. And I know it's seen multiple times in Next Generation especially, and in DS9, when the Romulans eventually take our side, take the Federation side in the Dominion War. These ships, like I said, I don't have a description for this one either. Sorry about that. But this one, it's probably about level with the Enterprise D, from what we've seen of the encounters that it's had with that particular And the Warbird, actually the IRW Dietrichs that they kept encountering, that the crew of the Enterprise D kept dealing with. So, what we can gather, it's about the same. It's about even with the Enterprise D and the Galaxy classes. And last but not least, the ship the most powerful ship, probably of all, the Scimitar. Now, I'm sure you've seen the Scimitar. If you've watched Enterprise Nemesis, then you've seen the Scimitar. And this thing, technically it's built by the Remans, but it's considered Romulan. So, it's considered a heavy battleship, which, yeah, you could consider it that, but it's more of a dreadnought. So, it was commissioned in 2378 till 2378, because the Scimitar didn't last overly too long. So, length, 890 meters, beam, sorry about that, guys, my battery's getting low. Beam, 1350 meters, 245 meters. Cruise unknown, and mass is unknown. Sure has a pretty good mass. I mean, I know that. Armament, 52 heavy disruptor cannons, 1 Thalaron radiation emitter. Defenses, primary and secondary shield systems. Standard duranium trillium double hull, plus 9 centimeters of high-density armor. Standard level structural integrity field speeds unknown, but capable of matching the top speed of a Sovereign-class starship, as seen in Star Trek Nemesis. So this thing is stout. And just to give you a demonstration, especially of its defensive capabilities, like its shields, the Enterprise E, a Sovereign-class ship, the most advanced ship in Starfleet at the time, drained her phaser banks completely, and I believe drained her banks of quantum torpedoes and photon torpedoes. And they only knocked the shields down to like 76%, and that was still the primary shields. The only way this thing was destroyed, even though it was severely damaged in a ramming attack, we all know the story that Data went aboard and destroyed the Thalaron device from inside, destroying the ship. So it was definitely a stout ship, really fast, and it definitely has the armaments of a dreadnought. So, and this is our wrap-up So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was insightful, kind of giving you kind of the brief historic outline of Romulan ships. And if you enjoy videos like this and enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the like button. And be sure to hit that subscribe button, because the next series I'm going to be doing is Klingon ships. Then, of course, Federation. So, if you want to see those, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the video. And until next time, live long and prosper. Stop.